Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
He's not going to get me.
A shotgun snap for gone. This is caught. It's Cooks. 12 yards there. As they keep this drive rolling, it's another first down.
Gain of 12. First down, Los Angeles.
Pitch left. 180. No chance.
On first down, it's Gurley. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 45 on second down. Goff out left. He's got it to Everett. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now Goff. Flush to his right. And that will be incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will start their initial drive at their own 20-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there. When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball, and as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield, and bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there, 1st down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
Offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Second and 6 at the Rams' 25-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A toss play to Chubb. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Now 3rd down and 6.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joe Schobert. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long. It's gone. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. 19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack. Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. 3rd and long for Mayfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. That's a 1st down and then some. A 32-yard pickup.
And that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. Looking for Strong, and it's intercepted. It's the rookie from Washington, Taylor Rapp, who picked it. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here's Gurley now out of the gun. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Here we go, tonight. 20. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Goff now on 2nd down. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, here's Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes. They're trying to put him on the ground.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Check. 180. Let's go tight end. Let's go right here now.
To throw, Mayfield. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. The Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
I want to remind you that coming up tomorrow night, we wrap up Week 3 with a good NFC battle. A couple of teams that have been around a long time. Bears and Redskins from FedEx Field at 8:15 Eastern. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Out of the gun. Gone. Eluded. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. The D-tackle, Sheldon Richardson, came barreling in for the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Gone. And he's going to go down again. Joe Schobert, his 2nd sack of the night.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. To throw is gone. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so. They need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But we'll see all that.
Jarvis Landry. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns were able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
We got this. At their own 25-yard line.
Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. On first down, it's gone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Goff now looking to throw. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 14 yards.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now on 2nd and 13. Goff. This one to the left to Higbee.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Goff. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a 3rd down gain of 10 to pick up the first. This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11th. They run. It's Gurley. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it, right? And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Darrell Henderson with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Mayfield to throw it. Oh, he finds his running back who snuck right down the middle of the field. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now it's gone. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
On first and 10, gone. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. He was going right back to Cooper Kupp, and it's second down. Here now is second and 10, again from the 41. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on second and 5. Here's Gone. Buying time to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. The final shot before break here. Gone. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Goff will lead the Rams up here, first and 10 at the 20. A shotgun snap for gone. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Well, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams are now just a 2-point conversion away from tying this thing up.
Come on, D. Watch the shit. Hold on. Check.
Goff now looks to throw. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Mayfield off the play fake. He's going to rifle one deep left. And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 36 yards on the play. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
54.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%. And it's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A run for Nick Chubb. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Tackle there by Clay Matthews.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, it created some nice space for him.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. He's got Njoku over the middle, and they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
A good run of 6 yards there gets them closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal.
Regular. Check 43. Check 4. Blue draw, Corker.
They'll try again with Chubb. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4th.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Clay Matthews in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Steibert's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Let's go.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Jared Goff, 4 times last year, he led the Rams on a 4th quarter comeback. He obviously didn't do it in Super Bowl 53, but can he do it here? Now it's Gurley. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. Oh, no, he lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And just as they thought they might be able to take that across and get the lead, a big red zone turnover.
I know that I am defense-centric, and I want to give them a whole lot of credit, but I just can't believe after that drive, in that position, ball security paramount, they turned the ball over. Terrible.
Michael Brockers in on the stop. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell them to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Let's get it. Set. 180. 58. Come on. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland.
At their own 32-yard line.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. Now Goff. And Cooks has it over the middle. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Now Goff. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Cooper Kupp was his intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw. Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
The Rams on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Goff. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Goff now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and there's creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now left, he's got it to Everett. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Hey, kill.
A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Christian Kirksey in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. And Zerline's kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, Charlie!
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. He's going to rifle one. That's caught inside the 20. That one good for 37 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Handoff comes to Chubb. He will push his way down to about the 14. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, Pete. Tighten up. Let's go, Pete.
Here's Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Browns have moved out in front. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. He's back to throw. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 42 yards. Goff now to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime. And now they're going to go for two and a possible win as this crowd rises to make things difficult. Back to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know we have individual minds, but I think we're thinking as one on this one, and one was the number, wasn't it?
Yeah, kick the extra point. Now you need a miracle. You need an onside kick quickly and to do something spectacular.
I mean, going for two there, either they felt like this is all we've got left, we've got to win it right now, or they've got some incredible miracle special teams play to get the ball back and give them one last chance.
Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was Baker Mayfield who led the way. The #1 pick in 2018. He showed why he was so coveted.
And it was interesting because you remember headed into the draft in 2018, the projections on where Baker Mayfield was going to go, it varied. But rarely did anyone suggest he would go #1 overall. And he did. Showed exactly why. It's not just how he plays. It's not just his arm and his vision. It's the leadership. It's the toughness. It's the moxie that he exhibits. And his teammates just feed off of it.
So for Cleveland, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for L.A., the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.